College basketball in Columbia, Maryland. A D2 Region 20 win is on the line as Howard hosts CCBC Catonsville. A Maryland JUCO win is also at stake as the Dragons look to remain in the hunt for a Maryland JUCO tournament berth. Howard enters the game with a 9-12 record. CCBC Catonsville, 2-18 entering the contest. Cardinals possession. Here's one of 6 CCBC Catonsville first half threes. 10-point lead for the visitors. Howard building momentum. Dragons are able to handle the press. William Hall going strong to the rim, draws the foul. Howard's on an 11-2 run, 3-point lead for the Dragons. Jordan Reed puts in a season-high 34 points for HCC. CCBC Catonsville would respond with a 6-2 run. Cardinals go into the half with a 2-point advantage. Second half, Howard's defense comes through with the takeaway, and the Dragons breathe life into their home crowd. Howard has outscored Catonsville 16-11 through the first 6 minutes of the second half to reclaim the lead. 4-point lead now for HCC. Jordan Reed with a clean block, but the Dragons unable to secure possession. Sterling comes up with it, runs inside, and emerges with 2 points. Cardinals are not going away. Reed with a no-look, one-handed bounce pass leads to a Dragon 3. Dragons are on an 8-2 run. HCC turns another Catonsville turnover into 2 points. 10-point lead for Howard with 7 minutes remaining. 4 minutes to go. Dorsey runs it up the gut. Howard gets the Region 20 Maryland JUCO win. 110-100 is your final.
Coach, how would you assess your team's performance tonight?
We are playing hard. We're young, so I'm happy for any time you can make errors and win. And we're learning. We're getting ready for the playoffs, and hopefully we're better Monday night and better Wednesday night and better when the playoffs start.
So with the season goes by so fast, what are some lessons you want your team to learn between now and the playoffs?
Be better tomorrow than you were today.
So is there any sort of like fundamental or anything you think the team really needs to work on? Or are you happy with where you are right now?
Well, you can never be happy. You never find a coach who's happy with anything. So it's just a matter of each of them. What I tell them to do is find a mirror, look in the mirror, and look at yourself, because that's the only person you can critique is yourself. And if you critique yourself and make yourself better, we'll be better for it. So that's what the story is with that.
Coach, long term, what's your overall like generic vision for the program? Like what you want to build here at Howard as the head coach?
Who doesn't play for a national championship? I mean, I don't know anybody. I mean, this isn't like, boys club or rec league, and even boys clubs and rec leagues have championships. We're a college basketball program. Howard Community College has a lot of wonderful things that go off the court. The education here is perfect. The teachers here are strong. The administration is strong. The athletic department is strong. So our job is to make sure we hold up our end of the bargain, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
So what's your approach to postseason play? Or do you do anything differently, or do you just keep this thing going right now?
Just keep praying, bro. Everybody's 0-0. See, if we win our next 2 games, we'll finish with a 500 record, which if you had asked me in the beginning of the season we would have finished 500, I would have looked at you and said, okay, you paying for drinks again tonight, right? But we're 2 wins away from it. And should we do that? And even if we shouldn't, we can qualify for the playoffs. We've qualified for the region, and hopefully we qualify for the state. And once you throw the ball up, you're 0-0. Some teams have won the state and won the region and been below 500. Now, we're not trying to do that now, but we'll be ready to play.
So you were talking about the importance off the court as well. Is there anybody or a couple people on your team in particular, young men, who you'd like to give some special shout out to or doing really well in the classroom?
Well, here's what I'll say. we do have people who've done real well, like Jordan Reed and Amir Lawrence, and there are others too. They worked hard. And see, well is relative. You know, some people may say well is a 3.0, but if you're a 2.5 and you did the best you could, that has the same weight. And our job is, and I believe my job is to help people graduate from here. And that's what they know, and that's what their mission is. So we got freshmen, and hopefully they'll stay on pace, and we'll do what we need to do to walk some folks. We're graduating 2 at the end of this season. So I'm happy for where we stand right now.
I know you were at PG for 20 years, Prince George's Community College, spent time at Chesapeake as well. Who are some coaches who you've mentored under, or coaches from your youth that really still resonate with you today and you still think about?
Well, my main mentor right now is a guy named Tubby Smith. I've known him for a few years. You know, we talk often, check on each other. He's a great guy. John Thompson. I've been blessed to have been around in my years some of the best coaches who ever did it. You know, then there are people like John Wiley, who was at Prince George's for many years, and there are a lot of people who have touched me. I am my ace brothers and sisters. There are some people who are coaching in college and have coached in college that I can name, but they know who they are. And these are people who, such as myself, graduated from the NCAA Achieving Coaches Excellence Program. So on both the men's side and the women's side of the ball. So I've been blessed to have been surrounded by some wonderful people, and we love them, and I love them, and we love each other. So it's always, if I have a question, I can always go to them.